One Zambia, one nation, and welcome to Zanis News. We look at the top stories in the news. Construction of a $65 million Joma solar power plant to commence. Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway roadworks progress. 5,000 people to benefit from wetland cropping exercise in Kaputa. Plus fires urge to intensify training programs in rural areas. Well, with the main news in detail, my name is Margaret Kangwa and my sign language interpreter is Neham Mumbi. Now, Joma Solar Power Plant Director Ignatius Anayawa has announced that his company will be constructing a 50-megawatt solar facility in Chief Joma's chiefdom of Choma district. And speaking during a familiarization tour of the site, Ministry of Energy Permanent Secretary in charge of administration, Francisca Ziambo, says more investment is needed in the sector. Details in this report.
The increased load shedding in electricity remains a major concern, not only to citizens but also to the government. And the government, working with the stakeholders such as the Turkish developer, Yeo and Zambia Sustainable Energy Company, is soon constructing a 50-megawatt Choma solar power plant with a 20-megawatt battery energy storage system in Chief Joma's chiefdom in Choma district.
It's a 50-megawatt PV project complemented with 20-megawatt hour battery storage. So on this project, we partnered with a Turkish developer and technology provider called Yale. 150 jobs that will be created. And during operation, we are looking at about 50 permanent full jobs. And the intention is that come September, October 2025, this 50 megawatt should basically be on the grid.
Minister of Energy Permanent Secretary for Administration, Dr. Francisca Ziambo, Choma Mayor Javen Simologa, and Choma DC Gamera Sigalea were among the delegation that toured the construction site.
Government has shown you the goodwill and the investment portfolio is very ripe for you, and you sign all these agreements that you need to sign. Please, we request that you run with the projects and not to sign the documents and you leave the country and come back 2-3 years later. It's not going to help us. Climate change is real. You all have seen this load management now. We call it load shedding. It's inevitable because we need to spread the little that we have across board.
This also just shows that there's potential in Choma for power generation in terms of solar. We know 3-4 other people that might be willing to do this.
Traditional leaders are elated with this development.
Permanent, permanent. Temporary, at least runs are already now.
Gift Banji, Zanis in Joma, Southern Province.
Thank you, Gift Banji, for that report. And our Eastern Province is exploring diversifying its economy through formalizing and strengthening operations of the mining sector. The resolution was made during a meeting held in Chipata involving all the 15 councils, district commissioners, the provincial administration and Migodi Oric Limited. The province has resolved to adopt the local authorities' mining license market principle that allows councils to facilitate the formalization of mining activities. More in this report.
Economy in Eastern Province has mainly depended on agriculture, despite harboring potential in the mining sector. With over 600,000 artisanal miners who are mainly operating illegally, the sector remains unexploited for a number of reasons.
If you go to that prison now, the prison is flooded with illegal miners. It's not the problem of the miners. I feel it's the problem of the Ministry of Mines because they are not providing the necessary information to the people to be miners. And so, also the artisanal licenses, there's been no much sensitization to the communities on how to acquire it, how much money is involved, how long it takes.
What they need is drones because it's dangerous. How does somebody just enter? You don't know what is inside in those tunnels.
These are the issues Migodi Oric Limited is offering solutions to through the adoption of the local authorities mining license market principle.
Exile miners can go to a local authority, which then will own a large-scale mining license, subdivided into external licenses. ASM cooperative can meet the conditions that the council has. But those large-scale mining licenses will be serviced by the councils environmentally and necessary expertise. So the same services that the councils are known to provide at the public markets on the mining side, they will now provide on the mining sites. That will eliminate the need of artisanal miners on their own to go online, because they don't have smartphones. They don't even know how to go online.
A resolution to go in this direction was made at this meeting officiated by the Provincial Permanent Secretary.
Artisanal small-scale miners in the provinces sell their gold for as low as 400 kwacha per gram to the middle people, who later sell the same for more than 2,000 kwacha in Lusaka. It's no wonder that our artisanal small-scale miners have been mining for years without any meaningful change in their livelihoods. Let's seize the opportunity to garner support for strategically positioning the local authorities as government at the local level to mitigate the regulatory uncertainties that affect both exploitation and exploration of critical minerals for sustainable socio-economic development of our province.
Abigail Kashoeka reporting for Zanis in Chipata District.
While still in mining, Kansanshi Mine has trained over 2,900 mine workers in first aid skills to help respond quickly to emergencies. This has pleased the Solwezi Mayor, Remy Kalipa, who says the skills have benefited from the entire district through the quick response from the mine whenever there is an accident. More in the following report by Jennifer Mutoshi.
These are Kansanshi mine workers displaying their first aid skills during an interdepartmental competition. Their zeal to save lives has been applauded by Solwezi Mayor, who officiates at the event.
The local authority is excited that the mine accidents and fatalities in Kansanshi have really reduced. For sure, we've been following the activities in the mine, and we know that with these efforts that you are making, they are the ones that are reducing our accidents. And we urge management to continue making tremendous efforts in making sure that our working places in the mines are safe.
Kansanshi Mine General Manager emphasizes the importance of first aid in society.
This year's theme is First Aid for Life. This holds a significant relevance in our daily lives. I emphasise the importance of acquiring and maintaining first aid knowledge, as these skills can save lives during accidents involving our colleagues, friends and family members within our communities.
Meanwhile, Council Chamber of Mines for First Aid is equally happy with the continued training of first aiders.
We got a figure from the mayor's speech that so far you have trained 2,955, which is no mean achievement. And again, you deserve a pat on the back.
Reporting for Zanis News in Solwezi District, Jennifer Mutoshi.
Well, in other news, the Road Development Agency RDA has expressed satisfaction with the progress of works on the Lusaka-Ndola Dual Carriageway project. In an interview with Zanis, RDA Head Communications and Corporate Affairs, Anthony Muloa, says the agency is happy with the pace of works on the 327-kilometer project by the consortium Microinvestment Oceans of China. Meanwhile, the Engineering Institute of Zambia has called for increased local contractors' involvement in projects awarded to foreign contractors for the current 20% to 50% as part of capacity building and empowerment to local companies. More in this report.
Works on the 327-kilometer Lusaka-Ndola road are in full swing. The government wants this vital economic route of regional significance upgraded into dual carriageway within 3 years. The Road Development Agency, RDA, is confident that the concessionaire, Macro Oceans Investment Consortium, MOIS, of China will deliver the project on time.
Civil works are ongoing. We've started of course, the clearing and grabbing has been ongoing. And in most cases, the contractor is even working in the night, just to ensure that we catch up on time. So that's how serious we are.
Meanwhile, the Engineering Institute of Zambia, EIZ, is calling for increased involvement of local contractors in projects of such magnitude as the Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway.
This project is being funded substantially using local funds, which are pension funds. So unlike in the past when we had finances coming outside through foreign direct investment with a number of conditions, we expect that now we've got leverage to negotiate a larger percentage of local participation. Instead of the 20% that normally talk about, we want something more like 50%. This means in supervision projects, supply of goods, and inputs on the project itself should be reinforced to ensure that there's a huge portion for local content.
The $650 million Lusaka-Ndola road is a vital economic route connecting Zambia to the Democratic Republic of the Congo and the port of Dar es Salaam in Tanzania and South Africa, facilitating regional trade. Victor Mwela for Zanis News in Lusaka.
Thank you for that report. Now, Lusaka Province Minister Shio Muliata has expressed concern that a number of community members have no access to information on Constituents Development Fund CDF. Ms. Muliata says the Ward Development Committee and the zone leaders have the responsibility to ensure that communities have knowledge and benefit from CDF. The provincial minister was speaking during a stakeholders meeting on feeder roads and CDF in Matero constituents. Details in this report.
Lusaka Province Minister Shio Muliata was in Matero constituency where she met community members on an awareness program on the utilization of the distribution of Constituency Development Fund. Ms. Muliata is aware of underutilization of CDF and has called for dissemination of CDF information to the public.
Information is power. This information comes from our leaders here. Our leaders are the church, our leaders are the councillors, our leaders are the member of parliament. We expect, working together with us, that they disseminate this information so that people will hear and know that they have the right to CDF, because CDF is for everybody.
St. Kizito Parish Priest Father Teddy Kalibuko has pledged to work with government to ensure that people have an equal share of development.
Change. We want to work together with the state for the good of our people. There are a good number of young people, young men and women that I have personally recommended to the CDF to be sponsored for short-term courses.
And Lima Ward Councillor Daniel Mwewa said the rehabilitation of the roads in his ward will soon commence under CDF.
Challenge with the road jameni muona ba minister nyakuti drainage ilibe. So meaning wakasebenza mvula ikabwera mse wamene uja which act as a drain. So vonza vamene fuck up yonse katundu itabwanji ienda.
Meanwhile, George Township residents have appealed to government to quickly work on major roads in the area.
My name is Foster Lisimba. I'm a transporter operating from this area. Actually, we are very concerned with the roads. If the government could do at least something to help us. We have seen elsewhere CDF is working, please. I think if we shall also be looked in, or apply to be looked into, we shall be very happy.
This is Buzilikazi Road in George Compound, one of the dilapidated roads in Lusaka. The residents here are calling on government to help them rehabilitate this road, as it is the main road which is used for transportation. Evelyn Masialeti, reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
We now take a break and we have education and construction news after that. Stay tuned.
The Issue is a program that looks at topical issues happening in the country. Watch The Issue every Friday at 19:30 hours, only on Zanis TV, Channel 6 DTT and Channel 458 DTH on Topstar. Don't miss.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. We continue with education news. Now, Fountain of Life Africa Foundation Princess Kasune says she will engage partners in order to reach to other parts of the Central Province to build schools and health facilities. And Fountain of Life Africa, a non-governmental organization, has built 10 schools and a number of health facilities in Chiwombo district. Ms. Kasune, who is Minister of Justice, revealed this in Mukushi district, that she will engage partners on the need to rehabilitate and expand Chitina School, which has had no major first lift since 1945 when it was constructed. More in this report.
Established in 1945, this is Chitina Primary School. With an enrollment of 518 pupils, the school has had no major facelift in over 70 years. Inadequate classroom and staff accommodation, lack of electricity, and poor access to water are some of the challenges at the learning facility.
Teach computer studies, and we don't have electricity to use. We only depend on one borehole, which is being used by the community as well as the school. So far, we only have 4 houses, which we can say they are better.
Fountain of Life founder, Princess Kasune, and her co-founder, Maximo, have visited the school to establish the areas of need with a possibility of helping.
We see the need of the old infrastructure as well, that is very much dilapidated. We see the need of desks, and so there will be a hand from the CDF, but also from the Fountain of Life Africa. And we hope to talk to the Member of Parliament as well, but also we continue pushing that as a new government.
Earlier, Ms. Kasune, who is also Minister of Justice, paid a courtesy call on Chief Chitina, who also highlighted the challenges at the learning facility.
It's a school that was built in 1945 with only 2 classroom blocks, 4 teachers' houses, and the 9 teachers, all of them have got no accommodation.
Shupekile Nkunika for Zanis in Mkushi.
Now, Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri says the implementation of the free education policy has resulted in an increase of the number of pupils attending lessons in the province. Mr. Piri was speaking during the handover of a 1x4 classroom block at Kuzieni Primary School in Mambo District, constructed at a cost of 1 million kwacha by raising foundation development programs. Details in this report.
With a total population of 200 pupils, Kuzieni Primary School in Mambo District has been grappling with limited learning spaces since its inception in 2002. The pupils at this school have been enduring lessons in temporary shelters that are unfit for learning. However, the Rising Foundation Development Program, with funding from Core Africa, has constructed a 1x4 classroom block at a total cost of 1 million kwacha. Eastern Province Minister Peter Piri graced the handover ceremony.
I am happy to report that the number of pupils in schools from early child education to grade 12 in the province in 2023 increased to 711,176 from 643,343 in 2022, representing a 10.5% increase. Investments in schools also help keep children preoccupied with schoolwork, thereby avoiding getting involved in social vices such as early child marriage, teenage pregnancy, child labor, juvenile delinquency, and among other things.
The Rising Foundation Development Program and Core Africa underscored the importance of quality education.
It is RFDP's goal and hope that with the provision of good learning facility, more children in the Nkuzeni area will be able to access primary education, which is the foundation for a child's development. Therefore, collaboration between RFDP Zambia and Core Africa seeks to give children a chance to get quality education by providing a safe and conducive environment.
It should have enough textbooks. It should have sufficient teachers and staff and administration. There should be enough toilets. Please do your part. This is a government school, and therefore the government should also bring what is missing to Nkuzeni.
Meanwhile, Mambwe District Education Board Secretary and a pupil at the school rendered their commitment.
Our pupils who've suffered for a very long time should feel they are part of this country called Zambia. 160 desks are expected to be here as soon as possible.
Chimba Mwape, Zanis, Mambwe District, Eastern Province.
Thank you so much for that report. The government has commenced the construction of new Buteko Clinic in Kantanshi constituents of Mufulira district at a cost of 1.9 million kwacha. This move aims to improve health service delivery for the clinic's catchment area of about 6,000 people. Here is a report.
Government has commenced construction of the new Buteko Clinic in Mufulira district on the Copperbelt province at a cost of 1.9 million kwacha. The project is funded by the Constituency Development Fund CDF. Currently, Buteko Clinic operates from the Mufulira Municipal Council administration offices, an environment deemed unsuitable for providing quality health care.
We lobbied from Kantanshi constituency to have the clinic move away from the administrative block so that we can have an independent clinic which could be housing our people within the community. So we are hoping within the course of 3 months it should be complete. As you've seen, this is just about 3 weeks in which they've done the works up to this stage.
Mufulira District Administrative Officer Zakeo Kamanga, who inspected the project, expressed satisfaction with the quality of the ongoing work.
The increase of CDF is what we are now seeing. These are the fruits that we are seeing out of the community projects that are coming out of the same. We are grateful to the President that he was able to increase CDF.
Once completed, the new clinic will serve a catchment area of 6,000 people, significantly enhancing the level of healthcare services available to the public. Rachel Chisulo, Zanis, Mufulira.
Lastly, in construction news, the government has given a 1-week ultimatum to the company that was awarded a contract to build a palace for Chief Mpande in Senga Hill district at a cost of over 3 million kwacha to move on site. And Senga Hill District Commissioner Elizabeth Ngoma says she is disappointed that no works have been done 5 months after the site handover and commissioning of works. And Geoffrey Piri was in Senga Hill and gives us more in this report.
This is the site where government plans to construct a palace for Chief Mpande of the Mambwe people of Sengahiu district. However, no progress has been made on the palace, which will be constructed at a cost of 3 million kwacha using the Constituency Development Fund CDF. This is 5 months after government handed over the site and commissioned construction works. Sengahiu District Commissioner Elizabeth Goma, who toured the project site in the company of other officials, is disappointed with the development.
I'm just disappointed because if this project was scheduled to finish in August, according to the engineer, and up to now, this is just a foundation that we found. So I'm not very happy, because as government we want the speed implementation of projects. Whenever a contractor is given a project, they have to put much efforts to make sure that they are done within the stipulated time. I'm urging this contractor who is building the palace here to be on site next week.
The community is equally disappointed.
We are also disappointed because the contractor must show the integrity. And he is supposed to save the president who has even sent them here.
Earlier, Director of Engineering at the Senga Town Council reviewed that the contractor was given down payment for mobilization.
The cement is there and steel. What is remaining on site is the aggregates, which is not there. That's what is currently mobilizing. He was paid the advance payment on 30th March. So from 30th March, we're expecting maybe to find the structure, maybe a slab level, somewhere there. But as you can see, I contacted the contractor. The explanation that he gave is that he's mobilizing aggregates.
The palace will come with a meeting room and houses for retainers, among other structures. Geoffrey Piri, reporting for Zanis in Sengahiu district.
We now take our last break. Stay tuned for agriculture and sports news.
Zambia Today is a program that keeps you informed on various government policies and programs. Join us every Tuesday at 18 hours on Zanis TV, Topstar platform, channel 6 DTT and 458 DTH. Don't miss. How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zanis TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, channel 6 DTT and channel 458 DTH.
Welcome back. We continue with agriculture news. Kaputa district in Northern Province is marked to benefit from the emergency wetland cropping with a total allocation of 5,000 beneficiaries. And like other districts that experienced droughts, Kaputa was affected by floods which destroyed crops. We have more in the following report.
Unlike other districts that experienced drought, Kaputa in Northern Province was affected by floods which destroyed crops in the area. This is why government is implementing the emergency wetlands cropping program to avert the pending food shortage, with Kaputa district earmarked to receive the highest allocation of 5,000 beneficiaries in the province. Martin Wansa, who is Northern Province Acting Community Development Officer, visited Mukupakatandula's village to monitor the ongoing selection of potential beneficiaries.
ngafibundirwa ngamata watu alimfuati alibundirwa waraisi walibundirwa so nobusomboshi taburi bwino kuno kwa Kaputa mulandu wamfule yafulire so echo program yishira pakwe bati ngatwalima fe mukwangu fya nyamba pene ludia trotu fya kuri otuno tatsombwere mutaturapwa nishitwasombole fitwaraisi ali matiri mukati.
Community members are ready to implement the program.
Iyi programu twaitashisha munshira yakwe bati kuno kunchende kumyesu ifisabwe thing fyalisa asendwa na mulamba kumfure yalokere fwe bali kuno bonse na tuibimba mukutia tupuisheko ama problem aya nsala.
The Department of Community Development paid a courtesy score on Chief Mukupakatandula's palace, while Kaputa District Commissioner Cosmas Moya pledged to closely monitor the emergency wetlands program.
I want to follow it to the latter
that this project is implemented, make sure that we monitor the activities.
We are willing to make money because we know this time maize is white hot.
Helen Bwale reporting for Zanis in Kapota, Northern Province.
Lusaka Province Minister Sheo Mulyata, who is also Rumfunsa Member of Parliament, has called for concerted efforts in mitigating the effects of climate change. And Ms. Mulyata says government has put in place strategies for accelerating land restoration through community engagement and education. She was speaking in a speech read on her behalf by Rumfunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabina during a replanting exercise organized by Rumfunsa Town Council and its cooperating partners. Details in this report.
They came in numbers to replant trees along the Munyeta River, which has now become a stream due to drastic cutting down of trees along its banks. Rumfunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabena, who was representing Lusaka Province Minister Sheo Mulyata, who is also Rumfunsa Member of Parliament, was at hand to lead the tree planting exercise along the Munyeta River. In a speech read on her behalf by Rumfunsa District Commissioner Richard Mabena, Ms. Mulyata called for concerted efforts in mitigating the effects of climate change as government has put in strategies of accelerating land restoration.
The new Dawn government administration under the caring government of His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema had put in place the strategies for accelerating land restoration, community engagement, and education. The success of land restoration initiative depends on the active involvement of local communities. It is essential to educate and empower our farmers with the knowledge about sustainable land management.
Rumfunsa Town Council Chairperson Kenneth Mayon says government through the Constituency Development Fund, CDF, support community initiatives aimed at building resilience against climate change.
It's my honor to mention that through CDF, an opportunity to build community resilience against climate change has been supported by the government and Rumfunsa Town Council with support from CDF who fund the construction of small-scale sustainable irrigation system to ensure water availability and a continuous food basket for the district.
Bunyati Solar Energy Corporation Chief of Staff Lungowe Mulope says her organization is committed to working with the local authority in the land restoration program.
As Lunyati, we are happy to partner with the Rumfunsa Town Council to participate, especially in the tree planting. We are grateful to be here.
Community members in the area have welcomed the land restoration program.
Mwaletewa mitengo taikonda maningi twaya hapa mwationa takara bize kushanga mitengo iyi kuti ziko yakibwere takondwela maningi.
Musekiwa Ntembe reporting for Zanis News in Rumfunsa District of Lusaka Province.
Well, still in agriculture news, farmers in Chama District of Eastern have been urged to take part in district agriculture block shows as they offer a platform for market linkages, among other services. And Common Market for Conservation Project Manager Chibale Mwape says farm block shows enhance education, awareness and exchange of ideas, which translates into improved production. Mr. Mwape was speaking during the block show that was held in Kabompo Camp under the theme Creating a Competitive Future. More in this report.
The district agriculture offices in Chama District of Eastern Province held agriculture block shows under the theme Creating a Competitive Future and community markets for conservation. Komako project manager graced the event.
It's well known fact that shows plays an important role wherever they are held in the community, because we learn a lot of things in what other farmers are doing in terms of farming. They aims education, awareness, and exchange of ideas, which are later translated into improved production in communities, districts, provinces, and the nation at large. Shows also provide a platform to link farmers to the market and other services providers, especially if different business entities to participate in these shows, which happens every year. It is also important to support our youth in pursuing agriculture careers and empower them with skills and knowledge they deserve for them to be productive and contribute to agriculture. I also urge you, my colleagues, farmers, youth, that let us promote eco-friendly practices to reduce carbon footprints and preserve biodiversity in order to safeguard our environment from the devastating effects of climate change, which they threaten our food security, not just as a district but a nation at large.
The community could not hide their joy. Harriet Chilufia for Zanis in Chama district of Eastern Province.
Meanwhile, Solwezi District Commissioner Anthony Fulwe has encouraged farmers in the district to embrace smart agriculture practices. Mr. Fulwe says government is working closely with stakeholders and coming up with new technological innovations that can mitigate impacts of climate change, such as drought. More in this report.
The Solwezi District Agriculture, Industrial and Commercial Show has this year attracted exhibitors from across different sectors of the economy. The show, which has been held under the theme, Creating a Competitive Future, has seen exhibitors who are eager to help address the challenges that the country is facing in the agriculture and energy sectors caused by drought, have showcased their innovations. Rabson Mukuwe, a farmer, has gone a step further in the value addition chain by making charcoal using maize cobs to help address deforestation due to high charcoal demand.
Onka mambo ngetwajima mataba mwani bipongere ke tutayane abe bipongere tupangako mwani marasha tarai rero uno mwaka wa 2024 tuzina kyashi onka mambo twene kubako ne save mwani nobe bichi kusunga bichi mambo kutematema bichi kwene kurengera kwa mbamba nemvura kuba yayikarakone.
Acting Solwezi District Commissioner Anthony Fulwe graced the event.
The attainment of high agricultural production in our district requires comprehensive innovation in various agricultural activities. This will result in food security for many households. For this reason, I want to call upon the farmers in the district to pay particular attention to the crop production methods and technologies that agricultural experts from both government and the private sectors are rendering to you, because they will lead to economic transformation, which will result into development in rural areas where most of our small-scale farmers are located.
The organizers of the event have praised government for its commitment towards the agriculture sector.
Great appreciations for the increment in the maize floor price from 280 to 330 kwacha. Guest of honor, sir, this is a great motivation to we as farmers.
Chibibi Nyongani reporting for Zanis in Solwezi District, Northwestern Province.
In other news, the National Heritage Conservation Commission in the Northern Region has called on investors to partner with the Commission in developing the various sites in the region. And NHCC Acting Northern Region Director Brutus Simakole has noted that the lack of infrastructure at various heritage sites in the province has posed a great challenge to tourist inflows in the sites. Taonga Nkoma gives more in this report.
Lunta district is home to a spectacular segmented waterfall called the Chilambwe. This little-known waterfall lies on the Kafubu River along the Kasama-Mporokoso Road and 40 kilometers away from the Chishimba Falls. The waterfalls is managed by the National Heritage Conservation Commission, who now explains more about the site.
When you go to this waterfall, you will find a waterfall which splits in two separate curtains as it falls over the cliff. Spectacular sight, such that when you go there and visit the site, it gives you a very good experience. Above the waterfall, you got a very nice plain, which is suitable even for game ranching.
Residents living near the waterfall have an appeal to members of the public.
ngashaka bati mwafikako so mwe bashaka kuyishiba mulingire mwafikako kuchira mufosi mama nafi tukumoneka kwali bo byantanje sepera shimbi shitirira bali tuba mama fokwa bakwali wa masa.
Meanwhile, the commission has called for partnerships with investors to develop the various heritage sites in the province.
The National Heritage Conservation Commission would like to partner with the private sector to develop these sites. We want these sites to be able to provide visitor amenities, so that when you go to Chishimba Falls, when you go to Chilambwe Falls, you are going to find the food that you need. You are going to get the refreshments that you need, so that you are going to stay longer there. You are going to appreciate the site more.
Northern Circuit has the full potential for tourism. When you talk about agri-tourism, the Northern Circuit, it's well vested. It's well endowed with abundant rainfall.
Northern Province has over 1,000 heritage sites of different categories, and these are natural and cultural heritage sites with different attributes and attractions. For Zanis in Kasama, I'm Taonga Nkoma.
Indeed, these natural heritage sites needs to be visited. Now, the Electoral Commission of Zambia has urged aspiring candidates vying for the Luchende Ward seat in Nakonde district of Muchinga province to adhere to the Electoral Code of Conduct by the ward by-elections nominations. And speaking during an engagement meeting with different political party members, ECZ official Christopher Kawansa said it is important that the aspiring candidates follow what is contained in the Electoral Code of Conduct as enshrined by law and guidelines set by ECZ. Meanwhile, Nakonde District Electoral Officer Mutakela Kayonde has stressed the need to uphold peace ahead of the nominations, stating that any form of electoral conduct, misconduct by any political party will not be tolerated. Details in this report.
In readiness for the forthcoming by-election nominations for the Mulalo and Luchinde wards in Nakonde district on June 11, 2024, the Electoral Commission of Zambia ECZ has embarked on an engagement meeting with aspiring candidates ahead of the nomination day. The meeting, which is aimed at sensitizing political parties and their candidates on the electoral process, was successfully held in Luchinde ward. Nakonde District Electoral Officer Mtakela Kayonde, who chaired the meeting at Musiani Primary School, emphasized on the need for holding peaceful nominations among the participating political parties.
Our plea and our request is that we should maintain the togetherness that we have, that we've always had. And also, we want to see hired cadres coming from all over. Normally, those are the ones who might start causing discomfort in the team that are available.
Meanwhile, aspiring candidates have also been advised by ECZ officials to adhere to the guidelines of the electoral process.
The electoral rules and regulations are adhered to, and that all electoral activities are conducted in such a way that they encourage maximum participation of the voters and the stakeholders. So, apart from that, instead of a commission, you have to make sure that you
The Luchinde ward seat fell vacant following the resignation of former councillor Maurice Sikaonga. Henry Lumpa Jr., Zanis in Nakonde, Muchinga province.
For that report. Now, government has commended the Muslim Society for providing free community medical services to more than 1,300 patients with various condition services in Kabwe district of Central Province. The Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe says the move by the Muslim Society to organize a medical outreach program in order to bring health services closer to the people is in line with the government's aspirations. He said this in a speech read on his behalf by Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Simwambwa. More in this report.
These are some of the clients that have come from all corners of Kabwe District to access healthcare services at the 18th Free Medical Camp being hosted by the Muslim Social and Welfare Trust and the Kabwe Muslim Association together with the Ministry of Health. Central Province Permanent Secretary Miuna Mwanakampwe, who was represented by Kabwe District Commissioner Lennox Simwambwa, has described the camp as a beacon of hope to those facing challenges in accessing healthcare services.
This gesture will go a long way in mitigating the effects of various health conditions which people face across the community of Kabwe District. I encourage each one of you to support and participate in these outreach activities whenever you can. I am reliably informed that we have over 1,000 of our own citizens in Kabwe here that have come to access these free medical services with a little bit of a package, a bit of food in there, and I think it just spices the occasion, and we're very grateful for this level of support.
And Muslim Social and Welfare Trust Deputy Chairperson Harun Zulu says the exercise is a way of supplementing government's efforts in providing healthcare services.
We all know that the government on its own cannot do much. They need other partners. As a result, we have come on board in partnership with the Ministry of Health to ensure that wherever there is vacuum and a gap, we as Muslim Social and Welfare Trust, we render our medical services to our people.
Central Province Director of Health Elijah Mtoloki says the exercise will help to improve the well-being of the people of Kabwe.
We are very ready and willing to serve our people with high quality and to bring the services as near to the people, to the family as possible. So this gesture, which has been brought to us in cooperation with the Muslim society, is something which has made us feel very happy.
Residents of Kabwe are happy with the services being provided by the Muslim community.
Nomba timu ekefi bale bomba naba bomba bwino sana wafuma pa waya pa kwangu na ufuka kwa na ufuma kuna sambi kudisha abantu ndivyo se transcende mitukirili temkwaye nomba chene chira for twasansa mugagabiri pa kutstef.
The Muslim Social and Welfare Trust later donated blankets worth over 80,000 kwacha to Kabwe Central Hospital. Daniel Billy for Zanis News in Kabwe District, Central Province.
Thank you for that report. And finally, in the news, we get into sports. A match official in Senga Hill District of Northern Province has appealed to football administrators in the country to consider training match officials in rural communities to enable them meet their required standards. Christopher Sichangwa, who is an untrained referee, noted that many match officials in rural areas are struggling to meet the standards due to lack of knowledge and exposure. Namsonko Wembia reports from Senga Hill that Sichangwa made the appeal after officiating at a local football match in the area. More in this report.
Sports not only help to promote physical fitness but also allows people to make careers out of it. But people in rural areas such as Senga Hill often struggle to achieve this due to lack of sporting facilities and exposure. This is why communities in Senga Hill are organizing themselves by forming football clubs to compete against each other and also offer entertainment to the masses.
Then ngakuliko na mapulea zayo na mutemu mwasendamu then mwatukocinga panduke chatira ti muretu tandera twala kukabura kesu pantani.
Christopher Sichangwa, who officiated this entertaining game, wants football administrators to help train match officials in rural areas.
vakochi ni nefe mutirati watamba shayapo ku training vale futa vava ku training so ture milomba mure isa kuno mwatutandira mwatukulako mwatumpura kwemambwe ko pantanji ififyo tuletea kuti mwaisa turanga ku system imbi.
And Riverside football team coach praised his team for giving Mambwe Mission a tough time.
Konkana timu yesu fere bomba au visuma ngakuwa alifia aba kutuafuisha kwa kutwasha kwefikankala emkwai but itulete amu mishifye ngakwinga babanga itamba kwa ile monika ko win tibatuafuisha ko batusha ko sponsor kuri fence fo benga kwata
ino pa kuchite changero epo chawam mkwande fa bonse.
The game between Mambwe Mission and Riverside ended 2-0 in favor of Riverside. Reporting for Zanis in Senga Hill District, Namsokwe Bwembia.
Well, thank you for that report, and that one brings us to the end of the news. As we end, a recap of stories that made headlines. Construction of a $65 million Joma solar power plant to commence. Lusaka-Ndola dual carriageway roadworks progress. 5,000 people to benefit from wetland cropping exercise in Kaputa. Plus fires urged to intensify training programs in rural areas. Well, on behalf of the entire production crew here at Zanis, thank you so much for watching. It has been Margaret Kangwa, and my sign language interpreter has been Neha Mumbi. Stay tuned.